Hey everybody, hi, it's Ryan Charnock from CDH and with another 5 Minute Friday. Today I'm going to go over my 5 trends for 2019. Okay, so there's going to be 5 things I think in my space, which is the collaboration, Office 365, SharePoint space. I think I'm really going to we're going to see some big trends and some big movement in here in 2019. So here we go. So if you don't know me, I'm Ryan with CDH. Okay, you can get a hold of me on Twitter. I'm Ryan Charnock 9, and you can email me directly. I'm also on LinkedIn. All right, so here we go. First one we have here is, I think the first thing we're going to find is definition and training. Microsoft's putting out so much content, so much change, and it's really revolutionizing how people are doing their work. And we're going to see a huge push in adoption and training. And so I got this great little illustration here. Do you have any idea what that thing is? Yeah, nobody does, right? My uncle has this great game he plays. He posts these pictures of these on Facebook, and we just try to guess what these are. And so someone thought this is maybe something for reaching in hard-boiled eggs. Maybe it was used for, let's see here, pulling out tea leaves out of a teapot. But lo and behold, you press it open, and then it's the start for doing circular knitting. Did not know that. And guess what? That's kind of moments right there are going to happen all the time with, like, I did not know that we could use Yammer for that. I did not know we could do SharePoint like that. I did not know that it could come like, there's going to be all these kind of epiphanies. That's my first trend, number 1. Let's keep going. Number 2 is cloud automation. Now, I'm not talking about wizardry moving the clouds all around. I'm talking about business process automation that happens from within the cloud. So Microsoft's main tools for this are Power Apps and Flow. So these tools are now becoming more and more mature, and there's user groups surrounding them, and they're getting into the hands of what I call real live developers or citizen developers. That means they were a developer at one time. They have programming in their mind and their DNA, and they can still think in those kinds of terms and frames. And so we're really seeing a great use of this stuff, and it's fantastic. One of the biggest implementations we're seeing this right now is that with Power Apps, you can actually create mobile applications. And since the cloud is automated, or people's identity is in the cloud, then people from their mobile devices can then log in, authenticate, and they can start using these apps that are being developed by enterprise or internal developers. We're just finishing up a mobile application we're building, and it took us 5 weeks to build a mobile application. 5 weeks for a trucking company, for the truckers, the actual truckers sitting in the truck to record time on the deliveries that they're making. That's a huge trend we're gonna see here in 2019. Next is collaboration has left the building. Not really, but it's left, not the building, but it's left the intranet. Collaboration has left the intranet. Traditionally, in SharePoint environment, we used to use SharePoint for everything, as a development platform, as your intranet for communication, and your hub for news and culture, and also for collaboration. Well, guess what? Now it's no longer are people going to go to the intranet and collaborate there. That collaboration has left the intranet building, and now it's being segmented off into Microsoft Teams. A very, very powerful platform, and Teams is really a close proximity to where people live. It's left that ivory tower of the intranet, and it's now come to live nice and cozy where everybody is at. So we're seeing a huge, huge trend for people organizations implementing Teams, knowing how to use it. How do I set it up? How do I govern this thing? What are some good rules that we can live with, and making sure that IT doesn't give it the death strangle of restrictions? All right, so that's number 3. Number 4 is that SharePoint Modern is really coming to maturity. Okay, so Microsoft has released this modern interface for SharePoint, but it was definitely small at the time and didn't have the same feature set as the SharePoint Classic edition had. So what we're seeing now, probably by the middle of the year, is that these two, Classic and Modern, are become close to each other, and Modern will exceed it in feature set dramatically. So some new features that are coming out this year that I'm really excited to see. There's going to be a mega menu where a menu drops down and it goes horizontal, and you have categories. We've never seen that before in a SharePoint environment. Other things we're going to find is audience targeting, which is a long time favorite of mine inside SharePoint, and the new modern list interface, which is going to give us extended capabilities. We're really going to bring lists back up to the forefront. So those right there are some common kind of things we've always had, or new features, but we're going to find some good maturity in the modern SharePoint environment. Lastly, is enterprise document management is going to get the power it's needed since its inception. So enterprise document management is where you can manage all the documents, do e-discovery, you can tag and classify, you can organize and secure documents in the way that you want. A long time ago, we used to use a server called Information Rights Management Server, or IRM, that could be attached to a SharePoint environment, and that could prevent like the downloading of a file, that people could view it in the browser, but they couldn't download it at all, right? So, but now with everything hosted, a unified cloud kind of arrangement, Microsoft is now adding in tools that used to be unique to SharePoint, but they're now across your entire enterprise. It's giving you the power to lock and find and grab the data and capture it and classify it so it's secure the way you want it, for legal reasons, for holds, for litigations, if you're in an e-discovery type of scenario. So I'm interested to see that kind of story play out and really grow up, and now it has the power to do what I've always wanted it to do. So that's really cool. So that right there, folks, are my 5 trends for 2019. Okay, so we have the lots of training is going to happen. We have automation in the cloud. Collaboration has left the internet. We have the modern is being matured. And then lastly is your enterprise document management. So with that, folks, I'm Ryan with CDH. Great to see you guys, and welcome to 2019. And these are the trends. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.